guys, what is up? Becker here, and in this post/video, I'm going to be getting into exactly how I design my sites to increase conversions and make a better income. So very, very simple stuff. Apply these conversion techniques to make more money. All being given to you with nothing asked in return. Yeah. So what I'm going to be getting into in this video is how I design the sites, and more importantly, how Google traffic behaves and how to understand it, why I do the things I do. If by taking both those principles, why I do what I do and the design of sites, you will be able to actually apply this methodology to your sites by not exactly carbon copying what I do, because there's no real, like, every website has different types of visitors. It has a different niche. People behave a different way. So there's no one carbon copy solution for every website. But if you take the knowledge, the principles that I'm going to explain in this video and post, you'll be able to apply this to your site and increase your income very quickly. So it's going to be a really cool post. Also, I want to announce that we're going to be adding forums to SourceWave, so we can all just kind of talk and, brainstorm cool ways to make more money online. It's going to be really cool. Alex Cass, myself, will be on there all the time answering your questions. It's going to be awesome. So let's hop into the video/PowerPoint of awesomeness.
Alright, so we're in my PowerPoint again, and again I've kind of changed the background to something completely ridiculous. I kind of like this dragon attacking this castle or whatever's going on. And I've also named this PowerPoint something really cool, which is, if you see my other PowerPoint or videos, it's something I like to do. This one is the dominating conversion PowerPoint of epic dragon-like effectiveness and applicability. So, in short, it's a very effective PowerPoint. Alright, so what I want to cover in this PowerPoint is kind of just an intro to why I design sites the way I do, and kind of an explanation, so when I'm showing you how I design the site, you can go, oh, that's why he does that. I don't want to be loading up these sites in front of you and be like, this is, I do this, this, and this, and you're not understanding why. So the big reason why I design sites like I do is a metaphor I constantly use in my coaching sessions that I'm going to share with you right now. And this is what I like to call the grocery store Google user. Probably thinking like, what, the grocery store Google user? Now, what I'm trying to compare to this is that, when you're in a grocery store aisle and you see people always checking out those magazines, well, think about how they look at these magazines. You think the person flips to the magazine and reads every single article? No, they simply open the magazine and skim around until they see something that catches their attention. This is the same thing as Google. When they open the magazine, you have you can tell what they're interested in. You have a rough area of interest, whether they're into celebrity gossip, working out, business, whatever the magazine is about. However, they're not going to stop reading until they land on a page that catches their eye, in the headline it catches their eye, something, a picture on the page that makes them stop. There could be an article on how to live forever in these magazines, but if it didn't have anything that made it stand out, if it didn't have anything that caught their attention and made them focus on the page, people would not read this article, and the secret to living forever would go overlooked if it was in People magazine. If it did not have a good page, then people would keep flipping through and they'd stop on a page with a picture of Kim Kardashian or some headline that obviously caught their attention and applies them. And this is exactly how Google traffic is. They flip around. They're very, very skimmerish. They have a skimmer mentality. They're not in digger mode when they're going around Google and using the search engine. They are just looking for a page that looks like it has the answer to their questions. So this is why we want to design sites to make people stop and read every word on the page. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Again, what you got to remember is also Google wants solutions to their problems fast. They want their problems solved right away, and they don't want to make choices. When a person lands on your page, they have what I like to call a zombie-like mentality, and they're not going to take action if it requires any thinking on their part. You want to have very simple solutions for them to get them where they want to go. You want to get them access to what they want very fast, and you want a page that says, hey, this is for you right away. So just to kind of sum it up, that's what you need to remember about Google traffic. When you look at your page, this is something so many people have a problem with. When you look at your page, of course you're going to read every word on your page. You're going to look at your page and look around your page because you designed it. Now Google traffic doesn't care about you. They don't care about your page. So unless something on your page sets them off and gets them to stay on the page right away, they're not going to read it, and you're going to lose a lot of money. This is why a lot of people I coach have a 70 and 90% bounce rate. And if you have a bounce rate like that, making a decent income online is going to be borderline impossible because you're losing 90% of your customers, and the 10% that stay probably aren't going to stay for very much longer. So this is so important to making a solid income online. Actually, just insanely important. If you can master this, you don't even need to use SEO. You can just send people to your site from forums and stuff and make money off of it. But we're focusing on SEO traffic, so let's keep going. Now, our number one goal is to get traffic to take action. Another metaphor I want to use like this to explain this, I'm a big metaphor guy. If you walked into a guitar store and there's 300 guitars on the wall and someone said pick out your favorite, it'd take you at least a minute to pick out your favorite from 300 guitars. Now, if you walked into a guitar store and there's 3 laid out right in front of you and the guy said pick your favorite right now, it would take you maybe 2 seconds to pick out your favorite. This is exactly the problem people have with Google traffic. When a person lands on their page, there's too many choices. There's links everywhere. The person has to scroll around to find what they're looking for. And in realistic values or terms, you have about 5 to 10 seconds with your Google visitor when they land on your page. So if you don't get them to make a click or become extremely interested in the page, start using your website within 5 seconds, you might as well kiss that customer goodbye. You're only going to be attracting the most desperate of visitors or customers to your site. We want to be able to convert the on the fence people. That's where the real money's at. So what we want them to do is take action. Now this is done by directing and forcing them to the site. The second they walk on your site or come in your site, you grab them and say, hey, what are you looking for? Who are you? Okay, you need this. Boom, right there. And I'm going to show you how I do that on sites, how I grab their attention right away and get them going through the site very quickly. Within 2 seconds, it's clear what they need to do and it's clear where they need to go to solve their problem. Another form of getting them to take action is getting them to click where you want. You want to be able to direct the clicking. You want to be able to force a person to go through your site. You want to make sure they stay on your site as well. Every page on my site has a goal. The goal is either to get them to click an ad or read an article about a review of a product or get them to click an affiliate link. Now if they don't perform this, I want to get them to stay on the site. So you want to quickly hit them up with something else that might entice them to stay on the site. Again, taking action is basically getting a person to go from point A to point B. This is the secret to making money online. Getting a person from point A to point B or getting a person to take a certain action. If you can do this consistently, online is just a gold mine for you. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that today. I'm very, very excited about that. So I want to still share with you real quick my steps to conversion. These are just 3 steps that are a rough explanation of how I convert visitors. First thing I do when a person lands on my page is find out what they want. This is, of course, I kind of left a step out, is get their attention. This is done through headlines, etc. But after I have their attention, I find out what they want. Now, there's different types of visitors out there, and I'm going to explain that in the post and how to determine what types of visitors are coming on your site and how to find out what they want. However, that's the first step. Find out what they want. Once you know what they want, you use it as leverage to get them to take action. And this is done by taking them to the most relevant page. If a woman wants to find out how to make her kids safer in a car, first thing she sees when they land on the page is a very quick, open option, like, hey, come here if you want to have your kids be safer. Then it brings them to a page that is relevant to them instead of just a page that might be relevant to them. This is the problem with a lot of article and blog type style sites because most people don't scroll down. They don't scroll down when they land on the page. This is called above the fold. People stay above the fold unless there's something really interesting on the site. So when you have an article type site, if the first article on your page doesn't apply to them, you've lost your traffic. And your article only applies about maybe 1/3 of your traffic. So you're losing 66%, 0.37% of your traffic when they land on the page. So this is just so important. The last step to converting them is get them to an offer or opt-in that solves their problem, that has leverage. If they want to keep their kids safer, this offer will make their kids safer. This opt-in will show them how to make their kids safer or give them something that will make their kids safer. You've got to use that leverage. So find out what they want, use it as leverage, and get them to the most relevant place, a page that applies to them and them exclusively, and then use that leverage to get them to look at an offer or send them to an offer. And this is they're going to be in a warmer mood if you've used this leverage. If you're like, hey, this child book right here is awesome. I really recommend it. It's going to keep your kids 100 times safer in the car. Go here, and they're going to be 100 times more likely to buy into that offer. Or an opt-in that gives them a solution. Of course, if you have ads on your site, I'm going to show you how to put ads on your page as well for the highest click-through rates. And this is what has worked for me. So let's hop into the pictures and the little doodads I've designed to show you how I design my websites.
Okay guys, what is up? Becker here. I'm in Photoshop right now and I've done up some little drawings and doodads to explain how I'm designing my sites right now. These are converting very highly. It gets people from point A to point B, and it's very, very simple. Not as complicated as these article sites. And remember, a lot of stuff I talked about in the webinar, having really simple site designs, having site designs that people don't have to think to go through and stuff like that. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about today in these pictures. Now,
there's a ton of different ways to design sites, and there's a lot of variations to this. I want you to look at this, and I want you to come up with your own ideas and designs for your sites. I don't want you to copy down exactly what I do, because for some sites this might be good for, some sites changing it up a little bit might be the best option. So let's learn this and apply it to stuff instead of just copying it. So as you can see, here's the basic setup for the site, and what I'm going to be going on about today is how to design the home page, which is this big bubble up here. The main landing pages, okay, for your site. This is where a lot of your traffic is going to be landing at, and then these inner pages right here that forward people to keywords, products, etc. So first thing I want to start about is the home page. This is going to be the page that people usually will get to by clicking the home button on your site when they're on other pages. Preferably when we're doing the SEO for the site, we want to have people landing on the, let me move all this junk out of the way, landing on the inner pages of the site, because that's going to be far more relevant to what they're looking for in the search. So what I like to do on this page is I have a powerful headline. Alright, this is going to be the header for your page, and this blue box right here represents social proof. What I like to do is usually get about 1,000 Facebook likes from Fiverr or something, put this up there. It adds a little bit of trust and credibility to the site. Then what I do, remember, if I'm running AdSense, now if I'm not having AdSense on the site, this red box doesn't apply. However, on this page, my main priority is to get them to click AdSense. So the first thing I want their eyes to hit are these ads right here. I'll put about 2 of those big boxes, the AdSense boxes right here, or I will put just some simple ads right here, and hopefully these will convert visitors. It's going to be the first thing they see, so hopefully they're going to see something that relates to them and click it. This is how I get a lot of converts on AdSense ads. What I'll also like to do sometimes right here is put an opt-in. Let me draw this in right here, my sloppy little chalk pen. Put an opt-in, because my theory is this page, remember, it's usually based off a catchy keyword that we're not going to be getting a lot of traffic in Google. We're going to be getting the traffic to our inner pages. So when someone lands on our inner pages and lands on the home page, usually what I'll put in right here is an opt-in as well. This is something that converts very highly, because when they land on one of these pages and then land on the main page, they're usually more likely to opt in if they liked what was on the page and if they're sticking on the site. Now, of course, the first thing you don't want people landing on when they come through Google is just a straight opt-in. It's a lot easier to kind of warm them up to opt-in, so this is kind of what it serves as. Now, this right here is very important, and what you're seeing right now is very similar to a few of my sites. If you looked at How to Draw a Horse and Turkey Burgers, those aren't the best examples of authority sites, but they do convert very well because of this principle. The first thing the person sees is not an article or something for them to look into, or a lot of links or decisions we make. I place a call to action. Now this is stuff like click here, do this, go here now. If you want to solve this problem, choose one of these. Because what we want is a person to land on here, see the ad, and then we want to get them going through the rest of our site very quickly. Now you want to be able to send them to 3 things. So what I like to think about is 3 things that are relevant to a person that land on there. Now remember, I was talking about making a vet site or a dog health site, so this one would be like heartworms, HW for heartworms. This one would be like puppy parvo, and this one would be fleas. Let's just choose something like that. 3 things that would apply to a person so we can maximize the amount of people that stay on our site. We want them to be able to find what applies to them right away without having to scroll down. The problem with a lot of sites is a lot of people have to scroll down, they have to dig around to find out what's relevant to them. This right here, this call to action says, hey, click here, this is relevant to you, and then they see 3 things, and very quickly they're going to be able to pick out what is most relevant to them. Make sure that's recording real quick. Then, if they didn't click that, which 90% of people will, or they will bounce, you're going to get maybe like a 20 to 37% bounce rate with this. This is what I get. You're going to want to put another ad right here. That's what I like to do right here. Or I like to put in a converting or an opt-in below. What I like to do with the article is just to get some more content on the page. I'm not a big fan or believer or fearer of the content rules, but it doesn't make sense. It does make sense just to have an article on there. So what I usually like to do is put a very basic article that relates to the site, and then link it to these need pages again. So even if someone doesn't go here, they'll read this article real quick and go, oh, this applies to me right here, and then they'll get sent to these pages. Then when I do again, I send links to the needs again, try, kind of do the same thing up here, but with just words. And this is how I get people to stay on the site as much as possible. So right up here, powerful, enticing headline, and then secondly, we have a call to action and 3 big needs. And then after that, we just have 3 of the needs that apply to people. So, cool stuff. Okay, so we got the three big needs right here, and this is what gets people enticed on the page. So no matter what they're interested in, I find out the three big needs, and this is how I do not lose visitors. I keep as many visitors as I possibly can. Now the problem with a lot of article sites is an article only applies to one type of visitor. We want to be able to catch every person. So this is how I design my home pages on the sites to direct people to the site. Use my home pages as a portal. This is what most legit authority sites do. So boom, this is how we design it. It's going to be very similar to our inner pages. Now we're going to be looking at next is, actually that's a cool little design I made. We're going to be talking about the need landing pages. These are these pages on the site. One second, let me find what it is. These pages on the site. Now these pages right here, this type of design on a page is going to be where our main keywords are. This is going to be our bigger keywords. Whatever keywords you found, you take the highest searched ones, and we're going to make these pages about it. This is where most people are going to end up landing. And what we're going to be doing now is doing something very similar to the home page, and we're going to be having a way to convert these people to our site. But we have much more specific knowledge of who they are since what they typed in. Now we need to find out what their problem is so we can sell to them. Because obviously a person who's looking for a cure to heartworms is different than a person that's looking for symptoms to heartworms. So let's imagine this page is about heartworms. So I'll go up here, heartworms. Okay. And we're going to have a powerful headline here that basically kind of scares people or creates curiosity. Like a fact, like did you know 95% of dogs have fleas and their owners don't know? Or something like that. Or something that entices them to keep reading. Something that creates almost fear or curiosity. Did you know, yeah, that 95% of dogs headline is a good one. It creates a person's curiosity and go. And so if the person's curious, they're going to go here and they're going to click symptoms. Or if they think their dog might have heartworms or they're afraid of them getting in the future, they're going to go to prevention, and then boom, cures. So remember also what I'm doing right here is this call to action as well. Remember, you want to have a call to action. Click here. Click the topic that applies to you. Click here to do this. Click here. Go here. Remember, Google traffic is super ADHD. So what we're going to be wanting to do is direct people through the site. Again, if you haven't watched the webinar too much, look into that. And in this post, I'm going to be kind of describing Google traffic a bit more in a lot of detail. So we go right here and we see these three types of links, and this is high converting because it's very easy and simple for a person to dig around the site. Alright, so then again, we're going to have maybe an article or an opt-in below. This works very well for me. What we're going to have below these things, if a person doesn't go by the call to action, we're going to have another just simple article or a video or something explaining the problem, and then with an opt-in or links to your landers or affiliate products. Now I'm going to get into the landers affiliate products a little bit later, but we're just focusing on how to design the site right now. Again, this is going to be after our main keyword. How we're going to design these inner pages. And that's not how, there we go, yeah. How we're going to design these inner pages is based on our smaller keywords, the 500 searches per month, the 600 searches per month. And we're going to be ranking these pages for those keywords. So person comes and lands on this page, sees something that's relevant to them very quickly, clicks, and then is taken to a page that entices them with the problem. So this is going to be how we design these inner pages right here. Now what I like to do right off the bat is address the problem and say, here's a quick, easy way on our newsletter. If you don't want to read this article, there's 3 easy steps to get rid of fleas in a week right here in this opt-in and then opt-in. That's what I like to do first. I want to hit them up with the opt-in. Now, if you're a person who doesn't like running email newsletters and stuff like that, if you're not, and you need to be, you really need to look into it and mastering that skill. It's essential to marketing and making a good amount of money online. However, if you're not interested in that, first thing we want is a catching headline, like how I got rid of fleas on my precious dog in 2 weeks. We want an article, video, or something step-by-step process that gives them a solution to their problem and links to affiliate products or lander pages on your site. Now, in the webinar, we looked a lot at lander pages. You can just go back and look at the webinar real quick to get some examples of that. But this is how we design it right here. And then after the article, if they don't click on the links in there, we want to have another call to action. Click here to solve this. And then this links to your product pages on your site or your landing pages. Very simple. So again, person lands on the site, sees something that entices them. Super easy for them. If they're in zombie mode, there's no choices for them to make, no hard decisions. They just go right here and click one of the links. This is very high converting because it's simple choices that the person can make very quickly. This is the perfect type of site design for Google traffic since they are super ADHD.
And it also meets all of Google's headlines. We got the articles, we got links to places on our site, we got our site giving people value. So this is not a crummy site at all. So then right here, we design this page like this, and we have links to the rest of the site. Now, when we link them to our product pages and stuff like that, we basically want to link a person to an affiliate page or a page that sells products. Now, that's a whole nother game, and basically what you want to do at this point, if you're send them to the product page, you just want to basically send them to kind of like a review page, a short, quick review. And I'm going to pull up Turkey Burgers real quick, just kind of show you guys an example of that real quick. Turkey. This is how I like to design reviews on my sites. Very, very quick, efficient. I design the review with the person who's looking at it in mind. This site design right here, this review, is targeting the person who wants to lose weight. So, person comes here, 5 stars, quick review, reduce fat, cook food 10 times faster, click here for more info reviews, and I send them to the product. Very, very similar to the pages I was talking about in our site design. So, this is the end of this video. I encourage you guys to check out the rest of the post, and hopefully this has kind of enlightened you to how I design my websites step by step. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, also then the next post I'm going to be getting into my backlinking strategy to show people exactly how I rank my sites. Alright, cool. I'll see you guys there.